Detroit. So they just signed Keon Bryant, Ken Bryant. Oh my God, my brain now is off with this Dwayne Haskins thing. So I'll restart. So the Pirates, they what did they finish last year? 61 and 101. I don't think this year looks a whole lot better for the Pirates, but they do have an incredible farm system. A couple years ago, new management system in place, putting more priority and effort and commitment to the minor league system. We have them was ranked as fourth in his farm system. They have a ton of talent. Not a ton of major league ready talent, so I think this year and next year is still going to be rough for the Pirates, but they have a lot of assets to move. So if they start competing a little bit next year with expanded playoff format, they have pieces to move around. They have pieces to bring up, and they have some star potential in that system as well. It's not just a solid system. There's star potential in there as well. So I think the future is looking up for this great baseball town. I always kind of liked Pittsburgh. I was a big Roberto Clemente fan growing up. Obviously didn't see him play, but all the stories of him, I consumed everything baseball and the stories of Roberto Clemente and so forth. It's one of those great baseball towns like Detroit. A lot think of it as a football town, obviously, but it's always been a great baseball town. So I'm always kind of rooting for them to do well, even though they're in the Cubs division. Again, there's not teams that I really dislike that I want them to do poorly. The better teams are, the more competition, which is better, is the way I see it. But they have a low payroll at 50. They're 28th out of 30, so they're pretty low. I think they're right above the Indians in the payroll. So $56 million. So $56 million compared to what did we have last one in the National League East? We had the Phillies with 221, the Mets with 180 something. So we had a big discrepancy here with the Pirates. So let's take a look at their starting lineup. And again, that's what I was saying. Brian Hayes just signed the largest contract in the history of the Pirates, and I know he got hurt that same day. It doesn't look like the injuries. Anything to worry about from what I'm reading. So nice young talent there. They have a really nice little lineup. You're going to see O'Neal Cruz, a youngster. This is a fun lineup to watch. It's not household names, obviously. Probably if you're not a baseball fan, you might not know any of these names. Brian Reynolds is someone to talk about at center field. He's one of their bargaining chips. He's something that teams will be looking for if it comes to the trade deadline this year. If you can get a lot for Brian Reynolds, if he's having another good year, you might see him on the move later this year. We'll see. But again, it's not all lost to the Pirates. They're definitely heading in the right direction with a lot of young talent. So if you're a Pirates fan, I do have a lot of friends that are Pirate fans, and so they'll be back. They'll be back relatively soon. I did not know Jose Quintana was with the Pirates. I forgot about that. But again, names you don't know of in the starting staff. David Bender as a closer. He's a solid closer. Again, we'll see. I mean, when it comes to these teams, these bottom dwelling teams, you're going to see a lot of movement. These teams aren't going to be real successful, especially teams that have a lot of pieces in the minor leagues. You're going to see a lot of movement within the organization. They're going to bring some people up that probably aren't ready just to kind of get their feet wet, try to just see how they're going to respond. Again, they don't have a ton of players that you would label ready to jump into the major league, so maybe not as much with the Pirates as you would say the Orioles and the A's, although the A's farm system sucks too. The A's are in for a long. I'll be surprised if the A's don't have the worst record in baseball. Anyway, so you are going to see them try some things. Maybe some guys from Double-A jump up during the season, especially if there's some injuries. But they may just want to start getting some people experience at the major league level. So you're going to see that. They have some nice talent. O'Neal Cruz is going to start for them. He's going to be their everyday shortstop. Hopefully, I believe that's still the case. I did not look at opening day. Again, I did these rosters these projections a few weeks ago. Diego Castillo also is somebody you'll see. You're going to see this year. You're going to see Contreras this year as well. The one player you're probably going to see as well is has my heart too. And again, going back to my Buckeye connections, Kanan Smith-Njigba is the older brother of Jackson Smith-Njigba, the wide receiver for Ohio State Buckeyes, who is probably the greatest wide receiver in college football this year. We will see, but I think the consensus is he's the number one wide receiver in the country, especially after his Rose Bowl game. But he's a even Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson both said that he was superior to both of them, and those two are probably top 10 picks in this coming draft. His older brother Kanan is an outfielder for the Pirates, and you'll be seeing him at some point this year probably as well. Very athletic, so you'll be seeing him as well. Again, farm system strong. They're going places. They're going to have some bargaining chips. Not a whole lot of bargaining chips this year other than low-level talent, which, there's teams that are certainly looking for. But Brian Reynolds might be somebody you might see on the move later. Roberto Perez they picked up as well, a great defensive catcher. I love him from the Indian days. He's somebody that I could see possibly moving. They have a couple catchers in the wings that they could probably work on. If somebody needed a catch-up at the time, I can maybe see Perez moving later in the year too. He's not much of an offensive threat, but he's also a clutch player, always has been. So he's had great playoff appearances and so forth. So you might see Roberto Perez make a move later in the year if a team is looking for a catcher. So we'll see. I have the Pirates winning 75 games. So that's quite a big jump from 61. Now this is partly just staying healthy. Obviously, they have to stay healthy. I think the young talent, I think there's a lot of energy on this team and in this franchise right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see this team kind of overachieve a little bit. Are they going to get to 80 wins? I can't imagine that. I think 75 wins is a push. I think 75 wins is a little bit of a stretch, but given their farm system and their young players and the excitement around this team, this organization, at least within the organization, I think you're going to see some good things come out of Pittsburgh this year. I still have them in the cellar, although would it surprise me if they don't end in the cellar in this division? I can see that happening as well. Like in the other cases, there's no way the A's aren't going to be in the cellar. There's no way the Orioles are not going to be in the cellar. What else did I do? The American League Central is kind of up in the air. American League West, that could be a couple different teams too, but wouldn't surprise me totally if the Pirates do not end up in the cellar. I think it'd be a stretch, but again, this is a fun team to watch. So if you have the baseball package, MLB.TV, if you missed it and you're a T-Mobile fan, I still think you can get it for free. So you get to watch all the games on television, all the games on the radio, home and away broadcasts. The only thing you can't watch is your in-market games and the national games, but you can catch the national games on other channels, and your in-market games you see locally. So if you're a baseball fan, it's definitely worth it. Well, it's worth it now because it's free. So if you are a T-Mobile subscriber, you need to download the T-Mobile Tuesday app. That's where they have all their offers and specials and deals. I think they have a free something from Chick-fil-A coming up too. I know people love Chick-fil-A. So download the T-Mobile Tuesday app. If you're a T-Mobile fan, you can get it for free. The whole season's $140 value, and it's worth a whole lot more. You get to see every single game, every single broadcast, radio broadcasts, and all kinds of other special stuff. Some deep dives into teams and minor league systems and things like that. So it's well worth it. So again, I have the Pirates at 75-87, fifth in the National League Central.